Hi everyone, welcome back to Newegg TV. My name is Paul, and today we have a special guest in our studios. This is Christy from WD. How you doing, Christy?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for stopping by. I assume you've brought some hard drives to share with us since you're from WD.
Actually, not today. We are here to talk about WD's new lineup of HD dual-band routers that have been optimized for entertainment.
Routers, you say?
Routers. Very cool stuff.
All right, I have never seen a WD router before. What prompted WD to jump into the router game?
Well, WD has been in the business for a couple years now of creating connected devices and getting that great access to all of that content that you have stored. We have our WD TV product line as well as our MyBook Live and Duo product line for our network attached storage. So we want to make it easy for you to get your content and stream your content, and we saw an opportunity for the routers in the home to optimize that streaming and accelerate all of your entertainment to your Wi-Fi devices in your home.
All right, so you guys already covered the storage. You might as well jump in and cover the actual networking, because there's lots of Wi-Fi devices now that connect to routers. So let's go ahead and start out with the product line. I know we have a whole list here. Why don't we start off down there on the right side?
Right. So our first product is a MyNet switch. It has 8 gigabit ports, and what we really focused on, again, optimizing all of your entertainment experiences. Our MyNet switch has port-based QoS so that you can automatically prioritize your devices when they're plugged in, whether you want it high, mid, or low. So you have a gaming device that you want to make sure that you always get the most bandwidth out of, you can plug it into that high priority port.
So just plug it into the port based on the color scheme, and that will have higher priority than the other ports.
Absolutely.
Well, that's very simple. Easy to use. I like it.
That's what we try to do.
All right. So next in line is the MyNet N600.
Yeah, so we will get into our HD dual-band router lineup. Our N600 is 300 plus 300 megabits per second for Wi-Fi speed. It also has 4 fast Ethernet ports on the back and 1 USB port. And our exclusive FasTrack technology, which helps prioritize all of your entertainment services coming into the home, is also included on the N600.
Okay, so we're going to come back to FasTrack. It's a QoS service designed by WD. I know there's a couple different versions of it. We're going to come back to that, but let's finish up our lineup. We have the MyNet N900 next.
Yep, and our MyNet N900 is the fastest wireless N speeds to date. It's up to 450 megabits per second on both the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz band. So it's a great step up in wireless speed as well as in your wired speed. So there are 7 gigabit ports on the back of this product, so you can connect a lot of stuff. We also have 2 USB ports on the back, and this one has our exclusive FasTrack Plus technology, which will help to accelerate to any Wi-Fi device on your network all of the great services that you want. Okay,
and then finally we have a slightly different color box here, MyNet N900 Central, and I understand this actually has integrated storage.
It does. So we're WD. We should be making storage products, and integrate storage and helps you to, again, access all of that great content that you have on your network. So this has all the great speeds of the MyNet N900 product, so it's up to 450 plus 450 megabits of Wi-Fi speed. It has 4 gigabit ports on the back and 1 USB port, but the best thing about it is that it has integrated storage in the device itself. So there's 2 flavors, a 1 terabyte as well as a 2 terabyte.
Awesome. So you get, so you did bring a WD hard drive despite your best efforts.
Sort of. It's just packaged slightly different than what we're used to.
Integrated in there. All right. So now, do you have some time to actually go into a little bit more depth on this, and we'll sort of go through setup and everything and show the actual interface?
Absolutely.
Okay. So stay tuned or click over to, we're going to have a separate video that we do just on the MyNet N900 Central to demonstrate some of the features on all of these routers, as well as the specific to this one because it does have the integrated storage. Let's go back down the line now and talk in a little bit more detail about the products that you brought along.
Okay, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at our MyNet N600 product.
Alrighty. Do you mind if I go over the contents of the retail box?
Go for it.
All right. Here we have, start here, and I'm guessing this is where you start. There we go. So we have Mac, tablet, browser-based setup. We also have Windows setup. Also have a disk in there, so easy setup, 1, 2, 3 process for this one, and same with the other routers that we've shown in the series here. Of course, you also have a pamphlet here with warranty information. Here is a yellow RJ45 cable for connecting probably to your home modem. And then finally, we have an AC adapter cable to plug in and provide power to the N600. Speaking of the N600, here it is. And Christy, can you walk us through some of the features hardware-wise that we're looking at here?
Yeah, absolutely. So here on the front, we have your power, you have your wireless internet status, as well as your WPS status as you're connecting, and then the WPS button, which is Wi-Fi protected setup. Push the 2 buttons and connect between the router and other Wi-Fi devices.
Okay. Also have a black and white color scheme, which I like. Looks very nice.
So here we have your power on-off button. Your power adapter goes in here. We have your 4 fast Ethernet ports here on the back, and your internet port. So that yellow cable that came in the box, you would plug in here, and the other side goes into your modem, with your USB port here for USB storage or printer share on your network.
Very nice.
Additional software features that we have on the MyNet N600 include in our MyNet dashboard, software that comes with the products. You can easily set up your parental controls, guest access, as well as mapping your storage drives that are plugged into our USB port. We also have network diagnostics tools so that you can easily troubleshoot anything that's going on with your network, and that's not just with setup, but as you're using the products.
Excellent. And I also understand you guys are providing 24/7 tech support for these products?
We are. So we do provide very easy setup. 1, 2, and 3, it's really a click next, 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 which we will show you in our demonstration, but just in case, we do offer 24/7 customer support.
Okay, and then we also wanted to talk a little bit about the FasTrack, which is a QoS implementation that you guys have put together. This, the N600 has FasTrack, sort of a more basic level, and then FasTrack Plus, which we'll get into for the N900.
We do. So our exclusive FasTrack technology is to help accelerate all of your streaming to your Wi-Fi devices. And it's a step above your normal QoS, which you have your advanced QoS, which does come already switched on in the box. But in addition to that, what we do is we have pre-programmed services that have coming on our device so that they will automatically be prioritized and accelerated to your WDTV or any of your other Wi-Fi devices, tablets and smartphones and PCs and laptops in the home.
Okay, and so as we can see here in the little diagram on the back, for instance, video, games, and then this is, for instance, voice or video communication. So, for instance, Skype, something like that, would need higher priority than, for instance, say, email or basic web browsing. And you're saying that it actually has some services that are sort of pre-programmed for the basic FasTrack. So, for instance, I understand Netflix is part of that.
Yep, we have Netflix, Skype, Pandora, Cinema Now. There's a lot of our very popular services that we made sure are prioritized. However, you can go into the UI and you can select or add additional services any way that you'd like. So what FasTrack does is it makes sure that what you want, you can get instantly without having to wait for it.
Okay, and especially important now that there's more and more wireless devices in your home that might be connecting to your router to make sure that information is prioritized. So particularly if you're watching video or having a video chat is a good thing where you don't want stuttering, you don't want it to drop the signal out, lose packets, anything like that, especially if you're competing with basic internet traffic on the other end.
Correct.
All right, so bear that in mind, everyone. That's FasTrack. We have FasTrack Plus, and that is a good segue. Let's talk about the N900. We have the unit itself here. If you guys are wondering about everything else that comes in the box, it's the same as we showed you with the N600. So we're just going to take a closer look at the router itself, and we plugged it in so that the pretty lights all light up. So what are we looking at here?
So to build on the N600, we have the same LEDs on the front. You have your power, you have your Wi-Fi, internet, and your status of your WPS. The WPS button is still on the front. And where we start seeing the differences is on the top in our design, we have a nice, what we call our data pattern here, which is a nice synergy across all of our products in the branded group. Mm-hmm. It's also a silver bucket around the sides.
Nice silver trim around the entire outside.
And this is where we really get different. So we have the same power button on off here. We have it plugged in, so of course we have our adapter there. We have 2 USB ports and the 7 gigabit ports that go across the back, and then the internet cable that goes into the back as well.
So that will cover it as far as the hardware goes for the router itself, but there are some other features that you might not necessarily be able to see that would be listed on the retail box. We have FasTrack Plus, of course.
Yes, absolutely. So to build on what we said on the MyNet N600 with our standard FasTrack, we have the exclusive FasTrack Plus technology in here. So to be able to get that accelerated streaming, we automatically prioritize all the services that are coming into the home. So it takes a look in real time, analyzes what's coming in, and makes sure that you have enough bandwidth for those time-sensitive activities that you're doing, whether that be prioritizing Netflix or Skype. It doesn't matter the service, it matters the activity, the experience that's coming across. And we make sure it's prioritized for smooth, accelerated streaming to all your devices.
So it's not necessarily looking at, for instance, you're connecting to a Netflix server or something like that. It's actually looking at the shape or color of the data itself, to use some abstract words to talk about data, and actually recognizing that as a video stream or as a teleconferencing stream, and then prioritizing that data?
Yep, absolutely. So our MyNet N900 is a very smart router. It sees the type of data that's coming across. It's not specific to any kind of service, where our MyNet N600 that has the FasTrack product or the FasTrack technology on it, it comes pre-programmed with services, which then you can customize to further services. But our FasTrack Plus technology that comes on our MyNet N900 automatically does it for you. It's an on-off button within the software, so it just knows what's coming across, so that we can have that fast streaming to all of your devices.
And it'll actually do that without you actually, apart from turning the service on. It comes on by default. Okay.
Yeah.
So once it's on, it's going to recognize the traffic. It's going to prioritize it. You don't necessarily have to go in there and say, this service I want prioritized over the other. It will recognize it, does it all by itself.
Right. And WD really wants to make sure we are giving the best entertainment experience possible. So by recognizing things instantly as they come across, it not only preserves bandwidth for those time-sensitive activities, but also preserves the quality. So if you are streaming in HD, it will stay in HD regardless of what else is happening on your network.
Fantastic. Well, that is going to wrap it up for this video, everyone. Once again, this has been the WD series of MyNet networking products, the MyNet Switch, N600, N900, and N900 Central. I would like to say a big thank you to Christy for stopping by today and sharing all this information with us.
Thanks for having me.
And we're not going to let you leave yet, because we're going to do another video on the N900 Central. We're going to actually be going through the setup, so if you'd like to see more setup and configuration stuff for FasTrack Plus, also applies to these routers here, check out the N900 Central dedicated video. I'm Paul with Newegg TV. If you guys enjoyed today's video, you can head over to our Newegg YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more tech videos. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.